Hey everybody, today is Monday, March 1st, 2010. And if you can believe it, I started this journey 10 months ago today, May 1st, 2009. I can't believe it's almost coming up on a year, but time flies, man. It's been 10 months. Actually, if you think about it, 9 months, because if you remember the very first month, I was in Italy pretty much the whole first month, just studying the manual over there, which I still have sitting on my desk. Putting out ads on Craigslist, trying to understand what I was doing, trying to get this whole thing started. So whatever, 9-10 months into this, and here we are today, March 1st. I have 51 active deals I'm working on. We're consistently now closing 2 to 3 deals per month, and we're almost where we want to be. I say almost because if you remember from day one, the goal was to have 100 active deals in the pipeline at all times, and I believe in the next 60 to 90 days, by my, at some point in May. By the way, I'll be back in Italy in May, so it'll be interesting to kind of see the whole thing come full circle. But I want to have 100 deals in the pipeline, and with the number of sets of paperwork out there, the amount of realtors I'm working with, the amount of leads coming in literally on a daily basis, looking at my notes here, the things I'm getting involved in, the public promotion, the taking it to the next level, I really believe that we'll have 100 deals active in the pipeline, come our year anniversary, and never fall below 100, and be closing 5 to 10 per month. And that's what this whole thing is about. When I started the Short Sales Riches System, from Chris McLaughlin and Nathan Jurwitz, the model, the plan was basically get 100 deals in the pipeline. It's going to take you about a year to do it, and lo and behold, it looks like things are working right according to schedule, I guess you could say. But I wrote a few notes here. It's been a while since I made a blog update, and very, very interesting what happened. I had a property I was working on, ended up going to foreclosure. Okay, they took it back. My highest offer on that property was $45,000. About 2 months later, it was listed, came out last week as an REO, bank-owned property, listed it for $15,000. So my highest offer was $45,000 cash. They foreclosed, and it's now listed for $15,000. So, you know what? It's happened to me before. I mean, and by talking to people out there, actually just talking to Nathan about it, it happens, man. I mean, nobody knows why. That's why there's no such thing as a 100% success rate. I went back and looked at the ones we lost, looked at the ones we're working, and we're actually right around 82-83% success rate, which is pretty damn good in my opinion. The ones that we lost, there's nothing that we could have done differently. These are the ones that obviously I backed out of the deal. We were using the M buyer's amount, the highest amount they would go to, and they took it anyway. And I think that in those cases they just had it in their mind. Maybe it was packaged up as a bulk REO, a wholesale tape or something, that they were getting rid of it. But I can honestly look myself in the mirror and know that we did everything possible to save those homes. But according to NAR, with the average realtor having a 10% success rate, I think 82-83 is not too bad. So maybe that's why things are really blowing up. I mean, I have a team. I have a team in place of negotiators. I have my BPO agents. I mean, the realtor partners I'm working with. And a couple things I wanted to address based on emails that I got, questions that came in through the blog. First of all, the two biggest things is, what about the elevator speech? How do you approach a realtor? What do you say to a realtor? And the second thing is, how do you pay a realtor? Okay? Those two things I wrote down here to talk about. And basically, the elevator speech, what Nathan talks about, is just taking it level by level, okay? You don't want to go and approach a realtor and say, hey, I know short sales suck, and what are you doing with them, and why not let me do them? You don't want to put somebody on the defensive from the beginning, okay? You want to basically ask them, hey, are you doing any short sales right now? Well, if they're active, they probably are, so they're going to say yes. And you want to ask them, hey, well, how's that going for you? And let them tell you why they suck. Let them tell you why they hate waiting on on hold with the banks. They hate taking time away, when they could be out selling and listing properties and doing what they do as realtors when they're playing loss mitigator, okay? They hate the fact that the bank cuts their commission. They hate the fact that by the time a buyer comes along, they send the offer into the bank. By the time the bank approves it, if they do, the buyer walks. So all these things that we know are taking place, let them say them first, draw it out of them, and then we tell them, hey, well, here's our solution. Here's what we can do. I have a team of negotiators that actually we specialize in this. We could take care of all that work for you. You'll never have to talk to the bank. And due to the nature of our process, there's actually 2 transactions. You're going to be paid on both ends. You're going to average 6 to 9% real estate commission. Now, considering that the average short sale commission on a transaction is 2.5%, you start telling somebody 6 to 9% and they never talk to the bank, it's a no-brainer. I mean, it's a no-brainer. And how that works, getting into part 2 of the question, it's 50-50 because we pay out whatever we have to. All the money goes into a pot. Believe me, guys, this is the simplest way that I know how to do it. This is what Nathan does. This is the best way to do it. You have 2 transactions, okay? Whatever you buy the house for over here, you have your A to B over here. You buy the house from the bank for whatever it is. You have your closing costs, etc. but you're going to have a number. Now, whatever the bank pays is going to reduce that cost. You know, you're going to have your real estate commission. You're going to have possibly a seller concession, seller assist, possibly an attorney fee, which we always go for, by the way. Many different things. Whatever your negotiator can get on the HUD is money that goes into the pot. And then you have the difference between what you buy it for and what you sell it for, the B2C. That money goes into a pot. And then, of course, you got to pay out your expenses, like your transactional funding money. If another realtor brought the C buyer, you got to pay them their 3%. But whatever's left is what's left. Now, that pot money, I pay 15% to the negotiator, 5% to the BPO agent. There's 80% left, okay? Split down the middle, 50-50 with the realtor. The realtor's paid on the HUD. There's 2 transactions, so there's 2 HUDs. Whatever they were paid over here on the A to B, 5-6%, whatever it was, is going to be an amount. Well, we know once we take that pot, this is the dollar amount at the road. Well, we subtract out what they were paid on the first HUD, and we say, okay, they're owed X amount more, $12,000, let's say. You back that into the sale price on the B2C, and that's their listing percentage. You know, their commission, their listing percentage. We don't say we'll give you 6 on the front, 3 on the back. We say we'll give you whatever the bank gets, okay? And then on the back end, it's going to be equal to what I make. So you're the realtor, I'm the investor, we're partners, dollar for dollar, we're equal, 50-50. And the way we do that is that back end listing percentage is a sliding scale so that you're equal to me, okay? And they like that. It's pretty cool. So the back end percentage on a smaller deal might be 1%. It could be 11%, and I've had that. But I've gone back and looked at the deals, okay, that I've, you know, done A to B, B to C since we started flipping them in December, 4 months now. And every time they're averaging 8.5 to 9% for the realtor. 8.5 to 9%, guys. 8.5 to 9%, and they never talk to the bank. And so you know what? That works. I mean, that's what Nathan teaches. That's what I did. Just trying to think. Oh, what do you say to realtors who don't get it? You know what? Do you get mad? I got a lot of questions. You know, do you get mad? What do you say to these realtors? Look, I believe in trying to educate people. You know, especially realtors. A lot of them just don't know. They don't know how this works. They automatically assume, well, it's illegal or this, that, the other. Listen, you know, you wouldn't get mad at a blind man if he stepped on your shoes, right? These people are ignorant. They just don't know. So I do try to educate them. You know, if they just legitimately don't understand, I say, listen, I can understand why, you know, why you think that or how you know, how you feel and why you're saying these things. But let me tell you how it really is. And I do my best one time to try and overcome it. If they still don't want to hear it and they're just being ignorant, I'm not going to waste my time to try and beg them to work with me, okay? There's too many deals out there. There's too many listings. There's too many homeowners in distress. There's too many people, frankly, that need my help and want my help that you don't need to be begging anybody. And I think that's where your posturing comes in, your confidence, and, you know, that's the way it goes. But speaking of, you know, taking it to the next level, pretty cool, on March 24th in New York City at the RIA Group, Real Estate Investor Association, I was actually asked, they're having a short sale summit in New York City, and I was asked to be on the expert panel of short sale experts, investors. So I don't know how that happened. Somehow my name got out there, networking, Facebook. So I'm going to be on the expert panel speaking in New York City on March 24th, which is pretty cool, 6:30 p.m. And then on April 7th in Phoenixville, PA, realtor partner, investor, friend of mine, Patty Burgess is holding a short sale summit conference, all-day training, etc. And I'm on that panel as well, speaking about short sales. So I'm excited about that. You know, it's about getting your name out there. I'm trying, you know, not trying. I guess I've become the local area expert. And they haven't seen anything yet, man. I'm blowing it up to the next level. I'm just starting to write my book. You know, I'm writing an ebook to start with. I'm taking the Short Sales Riches program, okay, which I followed to a T, and I'm adding what worked for me. I mean, of course, I took away a few things that I didn't think would work in my market in general in these times, and I added some things that I found over the last 10 months that work like a charm. And so, you know, you use this as a foundation, which I did, and obviously I give them all the credit. I mean, I've gotten tremendous results. But I'm taking it to the next level. I'm finding out a few little holes that were in the system and adding to it. And I'm taking away a few of the things that I found didn't work so well for me, okay? And so for what it's worth, I don't know, maybe just launch an ebook and start sending it out there and try and generate some interest, getting some people that might want to read about it. A lot of people already contacted me wanting to know if I'm going to be putting out something like that. And I am. I mean, I don't know if it's going to take me another 3 months or 6 months, but it's a work in progress. And it definitely won't come out until my 1-year anniversary because I want to be able to have the credibility and say, hey, look, from scratch, I'm at 100 deals, okay? I'm closing 5 to 10 a month, making a ton of money. You can follow this blog and go back to day one to see where I started it all. So, you know, nobody wants to hear what you have to say until they know what you've done. And nobody likes a bullshitter, you know what I mean? So, anyway, guys, that's the update. A little bit long, but I haven't talked to you in a while.